Ahmad, editor at Crude Oil Markets from Agros Media, is now joining us. What do you make of the sudden fall of crude that happened yesterday? Ma'am, can you just tell us how do you take this ahead?
Well, I think that there has been some various news on the market. The market fell a lot just because of the escalating tensions with U.S. and China, I think, which has made the market very concerned about global economic growth and the impact it will have on oil demand. So, and yesterday we saw that the U.S. weekly crude stocks on the EIA inventory data, it only showed that crude stocks fell a very small 300,000 barrels for last week. So, and that was much smaller than what analysts had expected. And we also saw that U.S. crude production rose to about 12.3 million barrels per day. So I think all that combined put a bit of pressure on the oil prices. But I don't think we're going to see a big crash in oil prices because the market fundamentally is still supported. Overall, supplies are actually tighter because of the OPEC cuts, because of the supply disruptions from Venezuela and Iran. So I think that when the market settles down, the fundamentals will still be the overriding factor and we should stabilize. I don't think we're going to see a huge fall in oil prices in the short term.
The level that you are factoring in, the levels at which the prices could stabilize?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's going to be a little bit hard. I still think that the market is going to be very volatile. You know, it's going to go, I'm not saying that this is the lowest, but I think that it's just that right now, the key factor in the market at the moment seems to be just any development in the U.S.-China trade war. And I think that the market will watch for any news, either positive or negative, and I think that could have impact on the market. So if we see a lot of news saying that tensions have escalated and there's a tit of a tat, then I think prices could still drop a little bit. But I think we're not going to see like a $50 Brent anywhere in the short term because, as I said, I think that right now the market is just sort of reacting in a knee-jerk reaction, and it should stabilize, I believe.
Right. In terms of crude, what is the data to now watch out for? Because, a lot of, move in crude has also been because of geopolitical issues, because of what's happening with various leaders talking or tweeting about other leaders. What is the data that one has to watch out for before one can conclude or, talk about a substantial fundamental move?
I think that a key part that a key factor that the market will look at is how the Iranian crude exports are in May. I know that there have been some news reports, some data, but it is not easy. It's quite difficult to track accurately the Iranian crude exports, and I think that the market will watch very closely for any firm information on how much Iranian crude exports have fallen. And obviously, right now, it also will look at whether Saudi Arabia is keeping production low or increasing production, and what OPEC may do in the early July meeting. In the short term, over the U.S. crude stocks will always be something that the market will look out for. But I think that will be less of a priority than, as I said, the Iranian exports and probably Saudi production over the next month or so.
Okay, Azlin, thank you so much for joining in and sharing with us your perspective on the way crude prices are reacting and the direction that they might be heading towards.